My name is John DeBona. This is my persuasive speech for Communications 101. This is my note card. That's the right way. And today we'll be talking about how the different types of music and how they affect your brain and the way you feel. Have you ever listened to a sad song because you're feeling down? I bet for many people they have. I know I have for a fact. I always listen to sad songs when I'm feeling down. And when I'm feeling happy, I listen to usually more positive songs because I'm feeling that way. Music has many different effects on the brain, and there's many different genres of music, and they all have each individual effect on the brain, and a very unique effect on the brain too. It's not just a black and white thing. It's not just like happy music, sad music. There's country, there's rock, there's rap, there's hip hop, there's all that. It all has different effects on the brain. And today we'll be talking about how just music in general affects your brain and how you feel and your mood. So, an important study that I found is that when you get chills from a song, it's your brain actually releasing dopamine from your brain. And it usually happens during a peak of a song. And that's from World Press Alternative. That's from World Press Up Alternative, the website. But what I found is that I feel like I know for a fact that I get chills when I relate a song to something else, not just from a peak of a song, but if I relate it to something that happened to me or a memory of mine, I get chills because I go back into that memory and that state of mind. And I think that's also something that music is a great thing of doing. It captures that exact moment where you heard that song last, or an important moment of your life where that song was playing. I bet for a fact you know a song that you can relate to something that's happened to you and how it still gives you chills to this day because of that dramatic moment that's happened to you. Like, I know for a fact, let's say you saw an accident and a song was playing in the background. You're not going to forget it. You're going to have that song play in your background. You're going to have that moment play in the background of your mind when that song is playing. Or let's say a loved one is dedicated, like, oh, this reminds me of me and you. You're always going to think of that one person when that song is playing. And it might give you chills because they might have passed away, or it might give you chills because you miss them or something. But yeah, it depends. Just music in general gives you a lot of chills, and it varies on why it gives you chills. Another thing I want to talk about is how listening to music lights up the brain. And this is by ScienceDaily.com. Researchers have found an interesting discovery of how the brain processes different aspects of music. So, Professor Petri Tollevin from the University of Jyväskylä said, "Our results show for the time how different musical features activate emotional, motor, creative areas of the brain." And I think this is a really important aspect because it really actually shows how the music actually affects the brain and triggers parts in your brain to act a certain type of way. In my opinion, this really puts a visual aid of what the brain does when we listen to music. I just wish I could have captured an actual picture of it, but I couldn't quite find them. And then another way that I feel like music really affects your brain is when you work out. And this is by Sports Journal. Researchers have shown that people that listen to music get harder workouts in and also put in a lot more effort when working out when compared to when you just don't listen to any music and just work on your own. I know for a fact this is true because when I work out and I don't have any music, I feel so unmotivated and I feel like I do not want to work out at all. I just want to go home. But when you listen to music, you feel motivated, you feel the bass boosting, you feel powerful, right? You feel like you're on top of the world. And when I don't have my headphones in, it's the opposite effect. I have no music, I have no motivation to work out, and I have a really bad day at working out. And then furthermore, another topic that I want to talk about is how music changes the perception of the world around you. And this is by also Science Daily. And researchers have shown They have put like blank faces in front of people and played songs, and the people would say the emotion that the person is feeling in front of them based off the song they're listening to. I think that's a really interesting aspect because you're basically putting what you're hearing and applying it to the person in front of you. I think that's really important because that also is how a person's perspective is built. They're hearing what they're thinking, and they view the world, and they put whatever they're hearing into the world, if that makes more sense. I know from a personal experience, when I listen to a sad song and I like I see someone, I picture them also like maybe even being in a music video for the song and feeling the same emotion that I'm hearing. And I think that's really important to us, and because it really shows the effect of music and all around what it has on people. So overall, today I've discussed the many effects of music on your mood and our brain, and how there is literally proof of music affecting our brain and lighting up different parts of our body or of our brain. So never work out without music because you're not going to be as motivated as if you had your headphones in listening to your favorite song. I learned from personal experience I work out the best with rock music. Not very good at pop or like country because that's just not going to be good at all. And music has many benefits to one's mental health, and it's not, people really overlook how music affects a person's mental health. It could really benefit them, but it could also really bring them down. Because if you listen to sad music, you're gonna feel sad all the time. But on the vice versa, if you listen to happy music, you're gonna feel happy. I hope next time you listen to a song, you think about all the positive aspects that are happening because of your songs. And if you're listening to sad music, I hope you consider maybe I should listen to happy music so I could boost my perspective of the world and think more positively, because that will benefit me and my mental health. Thank you so much for listening to me.